Paintsville City Council regular meeting Monday, November 12th, 2018, 6 p.m. Paintsville Recreation Center. Chief, would you lead us to the pledge, please?
Rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, call the roll, please.
Kim. Sean. Patricia.
Present.
Bo.
Correct.
Sarah.
Present.
Dave.
Here.
And Mayor Runyon has no announcements at this time. Can I have approval of the minutes, special call meeting, October 15th, 2018?
I make a motion. I'll second it.
All in favor? All in favor? Opposed? Approval for department reports, please.
I make a motion to approve those reports.
All in favor? Opposed? Approval to pay the bills as presented.
I so move.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? All right, first order of business, we want to introduce a newly certified police officer. Chief Rowe, you want to come up here, please?
First of all, I'd like to introduce Brian McRunyon. He's our newest certified police officer. Brian Mac completed, 7 months, over 900 hours of training, and from all the reports I got back from his coordinators, he done really, really well. Really well.
I thought there was some other little thing.
Well, there's another little thing I would also like to do with Brian Mac. First of all, I'd like to read this to the audience, and this come to our Facebook page from a young lady that broke down on Mountain Parkway. She says she was traveling on Mountain Parkway when the engine blew up in her car. The first officer to pass her was Paintsville Police Officer Brian McRunyon. Without hesitation, he stopped to assist immediately. The gentleman stayed with my family and for me for nearly 2.5 hours working on my vehicle while off duty. He attempted to call dispatch for the area to get an officer who could assist in his jurisdiction. Officer Runyon continued to wait, and after realizing the cop wasn't going to show, he didn't stop. He went as far as getting my children and I drinks and located the tow company to come and tow our vehicle in. He continued to wait until my family arrived to pick me and my children up. So, with that being said, that's something for the city to be proud of. We would like to present Officer Runyon Meritorious Award for going above and beyond on his day off, but he showed what it means to be a police officer. And Officer Smith, or Assistant Chief Smith, is going to pin a medal on you.
You better be real careful there.
Even blood wins.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Second item of business, public hearing recommendation for planning and zoning, Second Chance Holdings. And this is going from a R2 to a C1, is that correct?
511 11th Street.
No, what's located there? Is that right
State
behind?
Farm Agency. Yeah, State Farm Agency. It's
Is that where George's place is?
it's across from
REC.
Oh,
Next to
oh, I was looking at this one, not the
not
farm.
the old State Farm, not
Okay, okay.
the
So what do we
We've already, we have the first reading. Well, it was a recommendation by the Planning and Zoning Commission to accept the change it from R2 to C1. And now that recommendation is for the council to accept the recommendation or reject it. Override.
I'll make a motion to
accept.
recommend it, accept it, yep.
Okay.
If we got a planning and zoning commission, I think we should do what they wanna do. That's what they're there for, and we're here to support them.
Is that a
It's
second?
mostly,
Second.
it's mostly already that.
It is.
Besides the football field and, yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approve bid generator at the Paintsville Utility Office. And which one of you is gonna,
Oh, you may remember this from some time ago, we got the Homeland Security funds to put a generator at the admin office for utilities, and we had to do a rescoping on their scope of work, and that led to about a 7 or 8 month FEMA review, so we got an answer back from them. They gave us the additional funds that we need, approved our new scope of work, so we're ready to put a bid in. We can advertise that on the 16th. And I'm just needing permission to bid for that generator.
Motion to approve the bid process for the generator.
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And you can also have number 4, Ms. Virginia, is that correct?
Yes. So we're submitting a new application to a funding source through FEMA called PDM, which is pre-disaster mitigation. And I've been working with Paintsville Utilities to determine where they need generators in additional places. So Bob Pack and I have worked on getting a project together for a generator at the Island Creek wastewater treatment plant. I think y'all call it the Paintsville
Yes.
Paintsville sewer plant. That's what it's also known as. That's the one up on Island Creek Road. So this generator will fully operate that facility during power outages. So, what was it?
I said, I'm surprised there wasn't one there already.
I do have an interesting thing to share about that. I think it was about 8,000 minutes, right, that the plant has been out since 14, I think. So it's a lot of minutes for a plant to be down. So we're hoping we'll meet all the requirements for the application with all the times that the plant's been out. And the other location will be the depot lift station, pump station. That's that little station right there by the bridge on Depot. And so I just need permission for us to, we're submitting the first draft of the application, and I'll probably come back next month with just documents that will run through for y'all to sign if we get through the first draft with hopefully we will, and then I'll come back next month. But this allows the mayor to sign everything I need him to do right now, gives us permission to submit it, so. Basically just need permission to submit the application right
And
now.
I'll make a motion, we accept the pre-disaster mitigation grant process for the generator.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? The last item of business, authorization for Mayor Runyon to sign any paperwork in regard to financing the 3 ambulances that we bought.
We've already,
I thought we did.
we approved for them to go get them, but he's gotta do paperwork. We just gotta have him.
I
Well,
make that motion.
I think this is, and Ms. Kim,
Yes, sir.
is this the one where that you put out?
Yes, we did bids on that, and so that's just the financing.
To get the best financing rate?
Oh,
Yeah, we've already got the breakdown, it's just for you to approve, you to sign the paperwork.
Yeah, I just need approval to sign the paperwork.
I move that we give you that commission.
second.
All in favor? Opposed? I'll open it up to council this time, if council's got anything.
Too lengthy.
That's a first. Open up to the floor. Anybody from the floor got anything?
Somebody.
I'm not used to seeing a hand. Yes, please.
Okay?
My name is Mary Jarvis. This is Deborah Johnson. Deborah owns Peddler's Home Decor down on Main Street in Paintsville. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, honey.
And what we are here to ask, back A couple months ago, we discussed with the mayor the possibility of maybe getting some designating parking areas in front of the stores. At that time, he gave us permission to go ahead and possibly look into that, thank you, which we have done. We have talked to someone about making the signs and, designating the areas, and we've talked to the other store owners about making sure that they were all consistent. Everybody's sign will be the same, the same gentleman, and he's given us a really good deal. Each one of the stores will be paying for their own painting and everything like that to get it designated. Especially with the holiday season coming up, and I'm going to be the bad girl because I haven't met any of you people, so you'll forget my name as soon as I leave. We would also like to extend that to somehow or another if we could ask those people that work in downtown Paintsville to please use the parking areas, and I'm going to scold. I'm not going to mention names of anybody, but especially the police department, I believe they have an area in the back, the sheriff's office in the back. We have a lot of older customers, of course, that would come into the store, especially shopping for Christmas time. And when everything is taken on Main Street, or whenever we have to load furniture, and we have a lot of furniture in the store and that type of stuff, we have a really hard time. I've been known to stop traffic, and thank you, Mr. Policeman, when I do that for not yelling, "Get off the street, lady." So two things. To help alleviate that, we would like to be able to do designated parking, 2 spaces if possible in front of each one of our stores. And if the council could somehow or another, and I know everybody, that's downtown, if some way we could ask them to please, if you're working downtown and you work for the city or you work, whoever, or you have a business downtown, if you could use one of the off-street parking areas. It's really hard, like Williams Floors and stuff like that, if you're just running in. We have, of course, our open house is this Saturday. We hope to sell a lot then. But that's something we would like everybody to consider, and maybe give us some discussion on that and see what the pros and cons would be and what the problem you would have if you have any problems.
Mary, I haven't spoken with you in about a year.
I know. I have a grandbaby. Listen. We had talked about that before. You've been sick, and I had a grandbaby. Hey, listen, you get a grandbaby, you go home, right?
Well, I do know that you've only got that one back door that's a single door.
That's it.
You have front doors that are double doors.
Right.
Which makes it handier for the furniture to come out that way.
And really,
I understand that.
Exactly. And our back door area is really not safe enough. I mean, we use it to bring things in and out,
Well, you have
but
to
it's
go
really
down
not,
a step
exactly.
and,
It's not safe enough for customers to come in and out. The liability would be astronomical, and the expense, of course, on the building and upgrading that particular area to be able to do that, we would have to have, it'd just be astronomical.
So you're asking for like 2 spaces?
We're asking, each one of the areas would like 2 spots to be able to park, that we would say peddlers parking only, and actually we have.
Do we have enough parking spots for everybody?
But what are you using the parking spots for? Or if you take
Okay, right here's the 2 things you gotta think about, council. These 2 things you gotta think about. If you decide to do this for one business, you're gonna have to do it for everyone.
Right.
Oh, I agree.
That's why we
Okay.
said everybody.
Yeah, so you gotta take that into consideration. And this also you gotta take into consideration. If we do this and you have to reroute parking to designated spots, off-street parking, you're gonna have to redo the ordinance. So the best thing for you all to do is to be able to sit down and take a look at the ordinance we got now.
Where is that ordinance located? So we'd like
It's
to
in
see it
City
also.
Hall.
In City Hall, so we can get a copy of that
Sure,
tomorrow?
sure you
Okay,
can.
great.
Yeah.
So you're thinking that if, let's see, that'd be 2, 4, 6, 8. You're saying if we do 8 designated parking areas, we would be changing the ordinance?
No, what I'm saying is if we even change it to designate parking spaces, we'll have to redo the ordinance.
Okay,
It's
okay.
gonna be more than 8.
Well, 8, 9, 10, and then we got Lynette and Laura on this side. Even if we did 1, Lynette and Laura, they were fine with where they, well, they got the parking spot there.
Tuesdays and Thursdays needs 2, we need 2. The Treasures on Main and LeBron's Unique Boutique are the
main
merchants
ones.
that really need.
Well, see, that goes back to where, we did that to open up parking a long time ago. We took all the meters out.
It's all free.
And it was all free parking, and you had 2 hour, we did away with that.
So I don't know how you can do much more. I just
We've
don't
not-
see how you could.
Okay, what
City
about,
parking lot-
what about
in
the
city
second
parking lot
component of that?
Supposed to be free now? Is it not?
So if we do one for loading and unloading designated, so you're talking what? One,
Well-
2, 3, 4?
The problem we have is people who work downtown
Use all the Main Street,
take
all the
the
parking.
parking spots and stay there all day.
Mhm.
It's okay if, you know, if they would park there and
And
even
leave.
if you just even if you just have a 2-hour parking, I mean, it's,
Oh.
it's,
Okay.
yeah.
'Cause I mean,
That's something that-
and we
now,
have-
Now, that might be something we could work on.
Because we have the police that park there, the sheriff's office parks there, we have law offices that are all day, we have the
And I know
courthouse people are
Court
there all
Street takes
day,
up- The courthouse business takes up a lot of.
and they never, and they're there all day long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad when you, somebody's just
Right.
parked right
But
there
is there,
and
is,
the entire-
Mayor, is that a problem? I mean, do
What,
you,
honey?
is that a problem? Do you have to, can you ask? I mean, I've asked, okay, I asked the people across the street in the one business, you know, do you mind terribly using the parking? And most of them have, but we still have a couple, if it's a bad day or it's raining, we'll park right in front of the store and, you know, they're there all day long.
It's every day. It's
Yeah,
every day.
that one.
Yeah.
I think that that would be the best way to approach it,
Okay.
is for me to individually go to them
Right, oh, that's awesome.
and ask them myself.
And in the
And
meantime,
then
we'll
we
check
can
the
let
ordinance and see.
Council look at the ordinance that we have,
Mhm.
and then we can decide whether or not it's gonna be 2, or whether or not it's gonna be 1, or
Right.
whatever.
I mean, even if we got one for loading and unloading and, you know, for the handicap, because we've got one handicap spot in that particular area where we're at. And like I said, when you have these elderly people, it's really hard for them to come and do shopping and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, we
But that
fully
would be-
understand that.
Yeah.
Mary, are you all gonna be open? I know, I go back there 50 years ago, but I can't help it. Are you all gonna be open late at night for 2 weeks before Christmas or?
Sometimes with Debbie
I would,
there,
I'd
'cause
love to see that again.
We're doing a night market is coming up the 24th.
But I mean, that's what's
24.
like a one-time deal, right?
This will be the second one. But we
Well,
haven't
used to
planned
that
that.
1st of December, they would be open until 8 every night or something like
We've
that.
discussed that, and we've also discussed maybe one Sunday a month
to try to do like
open.
Sunday afternoon.
We just haven't, the merchants haven't come together to agree on that.
We have discussed a lot of things,
Okay.
but for some reason, the last meeting we was supposed to have, we didn't have. Am I correct when I say that?
That's correct.
Well, I mean, I appreciate business being downtown.
yeah, me too.
All of us do. I mean,
That's why,
that's.
you know, we want
I
people
want
to come
them
shop, we
down,
want
yeah.
people
And I-
to spend, we want, you know, want people to visit our
Well,
town
Deb's,
and.
she started
you know,
staying
and-
open on
And we
Mondays.
wanna, you know, we wanna make it as easy as possible on everybody, at least I do.
Oh, I think
And,
I think, yeah, I love it that
I
you're
really
all
think
down there and I appreciate y'all being
If there's a
patient.
solution,
I really do.
we can, surely we can come up with.
So would you all be willing to come down and get the ordinance and
Yes.
taking it with you and taking a look at it?
Yes.
And,
Yep.
you know, kind of get your ideas of what you think needs to be done and all that?
Because by the 1st of December, you all really need space, don't you?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And that's why we're doing this now also, is that's when we do have a lot of,
Wish
you know,
we had
older
more
people that
time,
came in and that type of stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
All your ordinances are on the website too. If anyone
Yeah.
wants to go to the city's website, they can pull the ordinance down and read it.
Yeah, they are.
Awesome.
Well-
Yeah, they are.
They won't have to come and
Yeah,
get it.
somebody that's good at using computers can do that. I get them out of the book.
You go by.
All right, honey.
Are you gonna do the same thing on the resident parking there by the food stamp office? Because we live beside the food stamp office and we
They
don't
do
have a
over time. I
parking
know what
spot
she's talking
until like later in the evening.
Yeah, me and you've talked about this 2 or 3 times.
Don't they have their own parking lot?
Yes, they got 3. And they
But
still
you,
park.
but
Residents.
residents don't.
What she's saying is they take up all the parking
For the residents.
and she don't have anywhere to park. That's what she's saying. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
But they
And it's
park
people
that
who work there that do it.
Yeah.
Barb,
All we need to do is to read that thing, we'll get
Yeah.
together, we'll come up with something.
We've got to make it easy enough for these people that are shopping downtown to get in and get out. If they've got to walk 3 blocks and that type
But
of
we want them
stuff.
to come back.
Right,
and
exactly.
somehow to keep people who work downtown from parking on the street and staying there all day. That's the major problem with my street.
Yeah, Mayor, when you helped me research that one time when I first came and talked to you about it several months ago, we counted the number of parking spaces in off-street parking, and there was more than enough to handle, you know, all the.
Now, the only other problem we're gonna have is trying to police it.
Right.
So, you know, that, what I'm saying is there's a lot of things gonna have to be worked out. So,
We're hoping if we have signs that most people are going to acknowledge and obey.
Right.
There's always gonna be a few, and I don't know how we're gonna enforce it. I mean, that's,
Even if you had a 1-hour parking sign in
Right.
front of your business,
That
people
would
probably
help.
aren't gonna stay much longer.
No.
I know.
No.
well, we think if it's 2, they could shop my store.
Yeah, I was thinking that too,
Treasurers,
that you
they
could walk
go.
on down
Yeah,
and then you
and
got
we
more time.
encourage
That's
that.
true,
Yeah.
that's true. I
Because
thought
we'll
of that.
even, right now, the
I
best
thought
we
of
can
that
do
too.
for them, if they buy something in our store, we will hold it in our store until they go to the other stores, and then they pick back up.
It's convenient, and I'm guilty of using it.
Well, that's,
I'll be
it's
more-
gonna have to be policed, I don't know.
okay, anything else from the floor? Anybody else from the floor? Can I have a motion to adjourn?
I don't know.
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you.
Better not be opposed.
Well, he-